But anyway, with the match itself, yep, a good solid match. Only complaint I had about it probably was there was a lot of the women rolling out of the ring and staying out there for 5 minutes and coming back, especially Sasha Banks. That is it, sort of like do a few moves and then go outside and get your breath back and then come back in. And it once, maybe twice it works, but when you're doing it constantly with different people, it kind of felt like it stole some momentum out of the match. So like I said, I mean, if I was going to say out of 5, say 3.5, 4 stars, because it's a good solid match was happening, but I really want to see them all get in there and really fight like the men's Royal Rumble. One of the highlights when they did actually all get in there was on Nia Jax, and they treated Nia Jax in the Royal Rumble as like a monster, which is, I think they have to do that. She's a big woman and she's powerful, and they really put in, I mean, they all jumped on at one point and she just stood up and threw them all off like a proper powerhouse. And yeah, the really good thing in it was the returns factor to fill up that women's roster. I mean, we got to see both the Bella Twins return, both of them looking fantastic. Obviously, Nikki kind of expected because she's still quite active, but Brie, after having a baby and also being settled now, she come back. She didn't seem to have missed a step at all. You also had Jacqueline, who returned. I haven't followed anything Jacqueline's done outside of the wrestling. So I was surprised when she's come back and just see she's in just fantastic shape. She obviously hasn't missed a step either. You also had Molly Holly come back, which was pretty awesome. Especially as I didn't mention earlier, the Hurricane was in the men's Rumble, so to have Molly Holly come back as well was a cool flip and turn. I would have quite enjoyed to see her come back as Mighty Molly instead. Kelly Kelly came back, Michelle McCool as well. Obviously, because there's Undertaker chants in the audience as well. And yeah, the big ones really, apart from that, were Beth Phoenix came back, which was awesome because Beth Phoenix is one of the best women's wrestlers that's ever stepped in the ring. As far as I'm concerned, she looks the part and she is the part. Vicky Guerrero doing just a little stick bit where she came back and squealed, excuse me, so ridiculously high that hearing it at that time in the morning over here was just not good for the mind or the body. And of course the biggest ones were Lita, who came in as an early entrant and dominated for a while and then eventually was dumped out. Also, she came sporting her gear with the fact that for the campaign she supports, which obviously my partner Healthy has told me about, in America, fighting for women to have equal rights to men when it comes to equal pay, etc. So it's cool seeing that she's still so tied into what they do. And obviously number 30, as well, the rumours were that Ronda Rousey was going to come, and number 30 was Trish Stratus. So yeah, bit of Stratusfaction for the Royal Rumble. Again, amazing to see Trish Stratus in the ring again, and seen just how well she still does it. They had a nice little bit in there with Trish Stratus and Mickie James. And also, if you watch wrestling back in the early 2000s, you remember they had an amazing feud that was probably one of the top 5 feuds they've ever had in women's wrestling. So that was a really cool cutting. And when it was all said and done, Asuka was the winner. As most people predicted, the Bella Twins and Asuka were the last 3. Nikki turning on Brie and knocking her off the apron, which was a cool little bit to watch. But yeah, so it's going to be Asuka's got to decide who she's going to face. After she's won, obviously both the champions got in the ring and showed off the belts and all that jazz. And then music hit and Ronda Rousey came out, which I know she had a connection for, but she came out with the whole her name but done in all the Roddy Piper stuff with an oversized leather jacket that looked like she borrowed it off her dad. It was weird. I mean, I'm happy to have Ronda Rousey in the WWE, but I could have expected her to be in the Royal Rumble itself. The reason I think they changed it was because they wanted to have the Asuka win, and it would have made her look weak if she came and lost on her first match to a degree. But yeah, I mean, the way they all showboating at the end of each other. I mean, she went to shake hands with Asuka. Asuka slapped it away. She went out and shook hands with Stephanie, who was a bit hesitant, but did in the end. So it looks like we're probably going to get Charlotte and Ronda at WrestleMania, and we're going to get Asuka and Alexa Bliss, which both of them, well, Asuka's match should be really good. Ronda Rousey has to see what she's like in the ring. But yep, that's the whole of the Royal Rumble for 2018. I'll say thanks again for watching, and excuse the fact that I'm filming in the early hours, that's why I seem like I'm half dead. But yeah, overall the pay-per-view, fantastic. I was really happy with the pay-per-view. Sat here, thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish, apart from probably I'd just say the Usos match was the only one that really just felt like a disappointment. Like I said, good bits in it, but nothing that really held my attention. And the other tag team match, the bar match, I mean, I'm not a fan of Jason Jordan to begin with, but there's a storyline behind it. I'm sure they're doing something with it. So, right, well, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me here on the Geekbox, and this silly time in the morning. If you see this soon, if not, I hope you're watching this at a more sensible time and you've actually had some sleep, and then so have I. I'll see other videos coming up as well soon. So thank you for joining me as well. This is my first video I've done on wrestling, and I've quite enjoyed, to be fair, because the background, I've been a wrestling fan since I was a small kid. Always been into it. So to be able to do this, it's nice to be able to share it as well. But stay tuned. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on all the stuff. Like I said earlier in the video, my prelogue. Well, if you like the video, hit a like please, it's always appreciated. If you've got any thoughts on what you thought of the Royal Rumble, if you've seen it, or when you do see it, come back to the video and let me know, and just drop it in the comments below. So I'd love to get all the different feedback. Wrestling, it's something I can talk about whenever. Right, well, I'll see you out there.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Click on one of these boxes here to see some of the other latest content from the channel, and of course if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest content.